What if the darkest moment of your life was actually the doorway to your greatest destiny? Imagine being sold into slavery by your own family, falsely accused and thrown into prison. Yet, in the midst of all this chaos, God had a plan to elevate you to the highest position of power in the land. Meet Joseph, a young man who experienced the unimaginable, yet emerged as one of the most powerful men in Egypt. His journey from prison to prime minister is a testament to God's sovereignty and faithfulness. Joseph was a favorite son of Jacob, but his brothers' jealousy led them to sell him to slave traders. Despite this traumatic experience, Joseph remained faithful to God and worked hard to serve his masters. Potiphar, the captain of the guard, noticed Joseph's exceptional abilities and promoted him to manage his household. However, Potiphar's wife falsely accused Joseph, and he was thrown into prison. But even in prison, Joseph's integrity and faithfulness shone through. He interpreted the dreams of his fellow inmates, and word of his abilities reached Pharaoh himself. When Pharaoh had a dream that none of his advisors could interpret, Joseph was summoned to the palace. Through God's guidance, Joseph interpreted the dream, revealing a message of warning and hope for Egypt's future. Pharaoh was so impressed with Joseph's wisdom and insight that he appointed him as second-in-command, tasked with preparing Egypt for the coming famine. Joseph's journey from prison to prime minister is a testament to God's sovereignty and faithfulness. As Joseph stood before Pharaoh, he demonstrated humility, wisdom, and faith. He didn't let his past experiences define him. Instead, he allowed God to use him in a mighty way. Joseph's story teaches us valuable lessons about trust, obedience, and faithfulness. Despite the twists and turns of life, God was working everything out for Joseph's good and the good of Egypt. So, what can we learn from Joseph's experience? First, trust God's sovereignty even when circumstances seem impossible. Second, remain faithful and obedient even in the darkest moments. And third, recognize that God can use anyone, regardless of their background or circumstances, to achieve great things.